Hi, Marianne. Someone sent me an email today, and it made me, when I watched the video from the email link, is that right? I watched the video. I shouldn't say it like that. How should I say it? There's a link in the email for a YouTube video. That's how you say it. And it was about makeup. And I watched the lady, and I feel like she's my doppelganger for sure. So bizarre. How are you? Hey, Pasty. Hi, Misdemeanor. How are you? Hi, Seagate. How is everybody? It is freezing in this warehouse right now. Absolutely, with my dead flowers. I'm going to move them. Glass is frozen. Now I'm forced to take care of those flowers before I leave. Freezing in here. It's supposed to be like 65. It's what I have. It's not. My hands are frozen. Well, you can't really see my nails, but they're blue. It's so cold. It's really windy outside. He said it's like 50 degrees, but it's more like, I don't know, 40. About to set fire to a cigar. Scott would kill me. I would never do that in the office. I'm going to take one home. Hi, Hummingbird. Are we still on the fly? I am. This is definitely on the fly. Some of you guys might not want to, but it's just so funny. I was saying I got an email from a subscriber, and she emails me often and just little snippets of her life. And she writes, I won't say who it is, but she writes, I've been watching other videos. I've watched this 81-year-old woman who happens to be named Patty, by the way. She didn't know that. Before now, and she uses some drugstore makeup because I use drugstore or Dollar Tree, right? This video shows coverage she gets from the foundation. So I watched her video today. She looks like me, but 80. She looks just like me. Oh, it's hilarious. I'm losing my voice, so hasn't happened. Developing your cigar palette? No, I stick with the same thing. Usually, if I have a full cigar, let me show you. If I have one of these cigars, this is, let me open it. Called a Perdomo. It's a little dry. I don't have it packaged right. Champagne 10th anniversary. So if I have one of these, by the time I get to about here, I'm ready to puke. I rarely finish one unless I have you have to have chocolate or something with it, and I rarely remember to do that. So I can get 2/3 of the way down. You know what I'm saying? And then I just want to puke. It's true. It's horrible. But I'm due, and it's too cold to go sit outside at Jerry's Cigars. Like, it's cold. But I'm not trying to develop a palate. Is that bad? I'm looking especially. I shouldn't laugh at your compliments, but it was a windy day here. I went to the Aldi to get some protein bars for me and food for us for the weekend. And the wind picked up like Mary Poppins was about to fly into my life. It was very, very windy. My hair just lifts up all in one piece. It was funny. It's very, very cold. Thanks, creative. I have my vest on because I'm cold, because I'm trying to look cute. Come to Canada for freezing. Well, I would be dressed appropriately in Canada. Like, I do have winter clothes. So, yes, I'm in Tallahassee, Florida, misdemeanor. Tallahassee, which normally isn't this cold. It's 32 and snow sleet mix. That's you better love the one you're with weather. It's really cold. Sandra Key is watching on TV but commenting here. You're confused. I'm in Tallahassee. I know. Lucky we're not in LA. When I first moved to Florida, I lived in Flagler County. My parents were in Ormond Beach, which is north of Daytona. And there were wildfires. I mean, it was like, I don't know, a couple weeks after we moved there. And so we had to evacuate because of wildfire. And then there was a hurricane, so we had to evacuate again. It was definitely a trial by. We wonder why my marriage didn't last. My marriage didn't last much longer than that. But the wildfires were really scary. I'll take a hurricane any day, for sure. My vest came from J.C. Penney's, so thank you for that. It's just J.C. Penney's. In fact, it's a couple years old, and I found a hole in my pocket, so I'm got to sew that up. Thank you, Indy Nana. I'm not trying to. This is the weekend. I think I'm gonna give myself a perm, so we'll let you know how that goes. You'll see it. I'm gonna share the link of that lady. It's hilarious. You'll either see me with hair or without when I give myself a perm. Oh wait, that's not it. Ignore that. There's a question. Ignore that comment. Where is it? I just had to take a test, and that was the question on the test. Here's a link to YouTube to this gal. She goes by RXSTR Mom. But I believe, I'm like 99% sure her name's Patty. I was like, whatever. She's like 250,000 subscribers. So our friend KCL, since everything I do somehow shows up in one of her videos, I thought I would share this video with her. And if she was going to make makeup videos, she might want to do it well. If you're going to do something, try to do it well, right? You have to allow comments, though. That's where she struggles. I'm just like, you got it. How are the house prices there? They're stable. They're still high. I mean, they're high relative to whatever, but they're not going down. They're definitely not going down. We just talked about it on our radio show. We recorded Wednesday and it will air tomorrow. And we discussed that the rates are about 6.5. They're kind of set into the fabric of America at this point, and people, they're not going down. They might go down a quarter, but then demand goes up, so then the rates stay the same. But we have a few listings, and they're all under contract now, and they weren't over Christmas. And then right January 1, which like people came out of the woodwork. But that's a great question. Thank you, Kaza T, for being a member for 3 months. That's very kind of you. Is that a mic to my right? Yes, it was the microphone I was using, and it was not catching well, so I'm not using it now. I'm using the microphone in the webcam until I found one I like. Your mom had a Ormond. Oh, nice. Ormond's beautiful. When we evacuated from the hurricane from Helene, we went to Flagler. I love it there. You're in central Ohio. Isn't everything central? Like, what do you call, Becky? What would you call Cincinnati? Is that like the southeast Ohio? Like, what do you call it? It's freezing in Scotland. Looking forward to going to Spain next week. Well, blah. I can't even get out of Tallahassee. It's just, you're going to Spain for like $12. That's the other thing about it. I can't fly to Miami to go see a football game for less than $800, and you can go from Scotland to Spain for like $20. So crazy. So crazy. The vest is not new. It's years old. They resealed the motion. Oops, I got mine. So she's discussing the motion for Robert Adelson. I gotta turn this. This is making me look really puffy, and I'm not. I knew it was going to be sealed back up, but we all know now, so what's the point? Thank you, Lolly. Okay, so Cincinnati is Southwest Ohio. You're in Medina County. Are you going to cover the Lori Vallow Daybell? I saw it started today, and I didn't cover it, and I don't think I'll be able to. It's going to be a debacle. I mean, I won't watch it like full time, but I'm sure we'll see some I'll do some excerpts on Sunday, but I won't have time to do the whole kit and caboodle. We're too busy. Cold here in Ottawa. Wow. But I bet it's beautiful cold. I mean, it's one thing to be like, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is cold. It's not beautiful cold. Like, it's not a beautiful city. Sorry. It's just not. Cincinnati is in the Ohio Valley. You grew up in Huntington, West Virginia. Nice. Hi, Moonchild. Move it closer. I can imagine finding a mic could be a time-consuming process. No, I'm not using that one. I don't even have it hooked up. It's just there. My I just read reviews and then I'll pick one. Casey, I don't know what she's trying to do, but I don't have any words for it right now. Really don't. Cold mic. I bet you don't have a pic in your bathroom of your husband in the hot tub. I'll bet I don't have a pic of my husband on any wall in our house. Like, not good about it. The only pictures we have of people that we know are my grandchildren. That's it. No kids, nothing. We have artwork, but not like, I don't have, oh no, I lie. I do lie. I have his baby picture. I just thought about that because I have it in a little, what do they do that? Like a little mosaic of frames. I have his baby picture in a hutch in a frame, but nothing on the wall. So no, he's not in a hot tub. No, but he's very handsome. My husband's extremely handsome. That's the shouldn't say it out loud, but I'll tell you what, that gets you through. Like, if you're having a rough time in your marriage and you're like, look at him, and then I look at what the inventory is on the outside, I'm like, I'll just stick with him. That's how I determine it. He knows that line, so it's not like I'm telling him something he's never heard before, okay? But I'll tell him, I say, God, you're handsome. And it's a good thing because I wouldn't be able to do it. He is very handsome. And he works out 6 days a week, and he's so tall. But he does make, he's very handsome. But I don't have any pictures of him in a hot tub. Hi, my father's alibi. I just saw you were on. I got to go back and listen. I was working. I had, what did I have? Schoolwork to do today because school started this week. Oh, really? Crimea River is a hairstylist. Nice. Well, that was nice of Mia. I just decided to do it because I clicked on this link and I looked at the woman. I'm like, well, maybe if KCL, Katie Cool Lady, Thinking Out Loud or Talking Out Loud or whatever her channel's called now, is watching everything I do, then maybe she'll watch this video and learn how. I mean, this lady has 200, how many again? This video, this would make me do a video of watch me get ready. She has 101,000 views, 300,000 subscribers, 7,000 likes. She says, her name is Patty. P-A-T-T-I though, I'm a Y. She says, I'm 81 years old and I'm finally realizing that aging is amazing. Well, I learned that at 50. I've been to Graceland with Elvis. She was a stewardess. So that gives you her age because she calls herself a stewardess for Delta. Married for a few years. And then single for 30 plus. Why, she looks so good. One daughter. Along with Jim, we have 6 grandchildren. My daughter has 3-year-old twins. She is on it with this. So when I saw this video, bless her heart, she sends it to me. We're talking about foundation. And I was like, I have crepey skin right here. You can't really see it. Well, yes, you can. You can see it right here. And she's like, Patty, look at this. She's like, I've watched this 81-year-old woman before, and she uses mostly drugstore makeup. The video shows the coverage she gets. I thought you saying you were using more than you ever have, which is true. See what you think. I covered it. I thought it covered well. So hopefully this little lady will not copyright me and give me some sort of copyright thingy, ding. But this woman has her shit together, okay? She really does. This is incredible. I'm going to make myself tiny.
I am truly excited about. It's a stick foundation, and I love stick foundations. They tend to be some of my very favorites. I like the ease of them. I like the convenience of them. They're not messy. I like everything about a good stick foundation. And today, that's what this video is about. It feels very silky, replace the little cap. Don't forget to do that. And I would say make sure that top cap is on there all the way also. And let's find us a brush over here. I still have those TikTok brushes, so we're going to use one of those. And I'm going to start off by just swiping, and then I'll stipple. Okay.
Now look at her.
Hair's dirty. Tomorrow is shampoo day. But we're just going to pull her up like we usually do. And go from there. Take a little twig of this and wrap it around. Get a grip.
Tomorrow you will see me at my kitchen table Her name is Patty. She shows all her mistakes. She's got dead silence during the video. There's not even a discussion. She's silent. No music. She's got her captions right in the middle of her face. And I'll say it again. She has 300,000 subscribers and 101,000 views. It's absolutely incredible. Sweet Justice says her face is always dry and liquid makeup didn't work as it highlights all the dry skin. I've tried everything. Well, if I have a tip for you, it's to use 2 different kinds of foundation. I use a stick foundation sometimes, but you need 2 kinds. You need like a layer and then a layer. What is their link, Patty? I'll put it in here again. I'm just absolutely like, this is like me. It's like watching me. I'm not doing my thing. I would have to be 12 bottles in, okay? I would have to have KCL send me her liquor cabinet and then I might do it. I don't think I have the nuts. But this lady clearly has more confidence than I do. But that's her link. Does she have her comments off? Let me see. Nope. 918 comments. Now I get a lot of comments. I get a lot of comments for 5,200 subscribers. I get a lot. This lady's like, I got teary when you said this. Let's make this the best year of our lives. And she goes, her name is Patricia too. It's so odd to see that. It's tough being older and being part of a group is so comforting. I can't believe her name is Patty. I don't think the subscriber thought of that when she sent it to me. But this lady's hip, man. She's got it. Look how, I mean, she's just incredible. To me, she's absolutely incredible.
Rip on it and clip it. And that's all I'm going to do.
I bet she used the lip liner.
I do have hairspray. Hold on.
See what I mean? Like she's just flying on the seat of her pants.
Callista Embellish Finishing Spray. I love this stuff. And the last thing is some gloss on these lips.
And the dog's barking in the background.
Again, everything will be listed below. The top I'm wearing, Amazon, I'll list it too. I love it.
This is her, I mean, she has it going on. I mean, someone may help her. But the whole idea for me was she was sending me this Milani, which I use Milani eyeshadow sticks. Absolutely incredible. Her Apple Watch band is absolutely hilarious. Crazy. 300,000 subscribers watching an 80-year-old woman putting her makeup on. Hi, Crimea River. How are you? Well, I think it's the angles. When you look at the woman that she's talking about, she holds her face during a still photo well, so it hides that nose. You did? You'd already subscribed to her. That's so funny, Moonchild. Dry skin is hard because, you know, if you're in a northern place, but this is just, I just couldn't believe when I looked at it. I was like, that's how you do a video. I mean, her captions are right in the middle of her face. It doesn't matter. People are still watching. It's crazy. And she's on TikTok. I got to go find her on TikTok. Good for her. She engages with the audience. She's friendly. I mean, obviously, she has a very friendly face. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, so that's helpful. but she's excited. You know who she looks like? She looks like Morgan Fairchild. That's who she looks like. That's what she reminds me of, is Morgan Fairchild. She used to be on Dynasty and a couple other. She got those Linda Evan eyes. And she's had no work done, which I got to respect. She's like, it's not a sponsored video. So fun. So that's why I just wanted to share that with you guys and think, if you're going to do it right. I do think she looks like Morgan Fairchild. She's a pretty lady. You wish your hair had looked streaked like hers. She still has a lot of brown, probably color in her hair. My father's alibi says, Patty, you're a natural too. You're so articulate and friendly. I wish I could speak as smoothly as you on my channel. Well, Allison, tip. 8 years ago, I started at Toastmasters. And it was really important because I was such an introvert. I was just discussing this with my professor, the course I have to take to graduate from a networking, of all things, networking technology courses. You have to market yourself, I think it's what it's called. Marketing, what's it called? Marketing the individual, which is yourself. And I had a meet and greet with the professor on Zoom. I had to take another Myers-Briggs for the class, and I'm an INTJ, so I'm introverted, like by 84%. It's strong. And she asked me questions about being a real estate agent, because she said she has friends that are more outgoing than I would be on the scale, and they're quitting. And I said, the beautiful thing about being an INTJ is everything is planned. And if the plan's not working, you rethink the plan. Where if someone's more of an extrovert, it's hard for them to set a plan because they're so extroverted. And for me, that's worked. But knowing that I was so introverted, leaving Keller Williams, I went and got the radio show. And then I went to Toastmasters so I wouldn't sound horrific on the radio. And that really helped me. And I suggest, even if you don't have time to go to Toastmasters, if something like that is in your future, if you have a YouTube channel or you want to do something more with it, I also would watch the Harvard debate team on YouTube. So this is 9 and 10 years ago. And it helped me understand about pacing my voice, modulating my voice, thinking before I speak. A pause is normal, not to rush what I had to say. And those real children now at Harvard debate, it was really impactful. They were beautiful speakers, more than I will ever be. And it really helped. If I was going to, my line is be, do, have. To be like them, I have to do what they do to have what they have. And all three of those things really helped. The radio, Toastmasters, which is free for the most part. I asked this professor, they don't have a Toastmasters at the community college here. It's now a state college. And I asked her, why not? I mean, it's perfect for that. She's like, the students don't think they need it. They'll learn. I started at Toastmasters in my 40s, so they'll learn. But it does help. It's not overnight. It's something you have to practice every day. I sit and still count how many times I say so. That just, so, and really are my crutches. You took a Myers-Briggs 2, you're an INT something. Can't recall. Other person I test at work at team building. I could see trend of me being too bossy. So you started changing your answers. That's funny. I don't see you as bossy. I've met Rebecca in person. I don't see her as bossy. Your eyes do tell a tale, though. Hello, D, love of God. Walked my fur baby in the snow. He said, no way. No. Roscoe doesn't like it either. He doesn't. My family and friends say makeup makes me look 10 years younger, so I look 80 instead of 90. My husband isn't a fan of makeup. He doesn't have a choice. There is nothing hateful about the truth. It really does depend on how you say it. I am taking courses for college credits. I only needed required a math, but if I took 2 extra courses, I would get 2 degrees. So I'm working on those. So I have 3 classes this semester, and then I'm done. Stone Girl. That's the other one who continues to go after. Stone Girl. Who am I being hateful to? I was not hateful to anybody. I'm giving advice. The person clearly watches me. Clearly. I started watercoloring. They started watercoloring. That blew my mind. I don't even have words for that right now. So I'm just going to skip it. Because the fun that I'm having, you're pissing me off. So I'm just going to skip it. In a recovery group. You went to a cotillion as a teenager and they train you to have manners and to be prepared to have a conversation in any situation. Definitely helped make me feel comfortable with people. I met a woman. I wish I could remember who she was. It was at a real estate conference. If she's ever watching, she's an African-American woman. And I was clearly a wallflower. And she gave me a diagram of body language, how to approach people who were having conversations at a conference or a networking group. And it was about if their bodies are kind of half in, like in a triangle facing you, that's an openness that you can feel free to approach. If they're like this, you wouldn't approach. But if they're like this, you would approach. If they're like this, you wouldn't approach. And it talks about a group of 2, a group of 3, a group of 4. And it was life-changing. I know I have it somewhere. It was printed. Life-changing. When I we have Jim Maran School of Entrepreneurship here, which is affiliated now with FSU. If you don't know Jim Maran is the one who really brought Toyota to the United States. He's passed away, but his wife is carrying on his mission, and it's entrepreneurship. How the man did it, I have no idea, but he was able to sell Toyota to the masses. He was able to help Toyota become a mass producer of vehicles. It wasn't even that long ago when you think about it. They have a small business entrepreneurship program that's absolutely free. So you can go here if you're in Tallahassee to this class, really. Meets every week for like 8 weeks. And they have different vendors come in, talk about cybersecurity. They talk about networking. They talk about software management, little things, legal. And when you're done, you get a little certificate, which is always nice. They have networking like 4 times a year. I just went to one recently, met a gentleman. This is how things you just don't know are going to happen to you, but happen to you. His name's Rich. He came up to me. I had no idea who, I didn't recall who he was. He said, I go to church with you. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't recall. And it's a small church too, but I'm just not good at it. I've got to work on that. He told me what he does. He creates networking for small businesses again. It's called Impact Week. Another organization approached me and said, we'd like to partner with you, use your Facebook group, Living Tallahassee. You'll teach how to grow social media, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fantastic. I said, well, I don't have a logo. You're going to need a logo. Every logo I bought, I really didn't like. I just didn't like them. I don't want to use it. And I bought like 4 logos, and I was like, this isn't it. That organization ends up talking to Rich, and Rich is going to he's going to study the group. That's what he said. I'm going to study the group and give you a logo, and then he and I will be partners. And you just don't know. But that was Jim Moran. And when I went to the Jim Moran, every time I go, my point being, I stand in a position that will allow people to approach me, because I don't always want to I don't want to do the approaching if I can avoid it. It's a challenge. However, the way I stood allowed him to approach me, and I didn't have to approach. And look, fell out of that. All because this little lady, beautiful woman, gave me a piece of paper about 15 years ago, and that helped me stand in a way that someone felt I was approachable, because I don't always look approachable. I pretty much have straight bitch face. And then went from there. And now I'll get a logo. I'll have 2 new business partners. And that made me pretty grateful. Made me very grateful. We got school today on my father's Alibis channel. Oh, I have to go back and watch it. I felt like I'm taking a course on her channel. No, she dropped some really big nuggets. She really does. Can a mod post Mia's channel? Yeah. Oh, she doesn't use her, you type. It's her Instagram. Let me get the Instagram. I have that. As long as it opens right. You never know, dear. I have to read it like 5 times because I don't have it memorized. Here she is. She came right up. So I'm going to post her link. I'm also going to post, that's Mia's Instagram. And then the other one is Piggy Sue. It's Bling's Rescue. You could see these animals that she has. I'm doing this not only for you, but for myself, because my daughter-in-law who lives in New Mexico wants a miniature cow. So I want to post that for her. People concentrate on what they want to. Moonchild, that's what they concentrate on. And I'm not getting into an argument with someone, so like I'll go off right now. Oh, I'm sure the dog, well, I have nothing. Olive oil is good for your skin. I use grapeseed oil. It absorbs a lot faster than olive oil. It's a lot less expensive. So I use grapeseed oil, but it will change the color of your skin. You got to be careful. Light coats. That liver is marinating. You do the exfoliating and vitamins. I'll get fish oil. I use a serum of turmeric and vitamin C. It's also inexpensive. I don't use anything that's expensive. Did I watch Lori Daybell's status hearing? I did not. Her mother was there. How'd that go? Is the mother just as psycho as she is? I don't know. Sweet justice. Indiana says, I totally understand. I'll be 67 on Sunday. Happy birthday. Had a hysterectomy 20 years ago. I had terribly dry skin and still do on my body. How do you all remember when you had a hysterectomy? I have absolutely no recollection. I was married to Chris. That's all I remember. It's like before I was married to Chris and after I was married to Chris. I was an appraiser. I still think I was at Keller Williams. It had to be at least 15 years ago. You drink a lot of water. Well, that's good. She sounded a lot like Sarah Boone. I don't think we're April either. Here's the thing. People can come in for 5 minutes and hear whatever they want, and they can leave, and I don't care. People can come in and stay all whole time and think whatever they want, and I don't care. It's your thoughts. It's your opinion. But when you put your opinion on me, there was one woman who wrote me and said, I know what she said, that I had to go to, she told me she'd been a Dominican nun. Oh, no. She was I think it's a third order Dominican, which is a lay person in the Catholic Church. And I had to do an examination of my conscience. That's what she told me. And she went on to tell me some other things and took everything I had. She's entitled to her opinion. She is. But I'm entitled to a response. She wanted to continue. I said the first thing, super nice. I asked ChatGPT. I was like, this is what I want to say, but I don't want to put it in writing on a YouTube channel. Can you help me? Chat. That's my prompt to chat. Chat writes me back, says blah, 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 do this, pamphlet. Fantastic. She continued. And how I wasn't being a good Catholic or a good Christian or a good round it up. I wasn't being a good person, right? I just told her to fuck off. At that point, I just told her to fuck off. I was like, what is this? Was this on YouTube? It was a comment. So I just said, oh, thank you. That's my husband's ringtone. Because we're the odd couple. You read it? She was way out of line. I don't know. I told her, this is what I believe I said. You guys can back me up. That I said something about her anonymity. That she wasn't going to tell me what to do while remaining anonymous. If she wanted to remove her anonymity, then I would be happy to have a discussion with her, like woman to woman. But while you're being anonymous and hiding behind some sort of handle, I'm not like, oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. You could be anybody. I have no idea who you are. So it really pissed me off. So that's where we went from there. It's what we went to. I don't know what her, I don't know. I forget which show it was. I forget all of it. But I wasn't having it. I really wasn't. It was really upsetting me, to say the least. And I shouldn't let it upset me, but I was, and there we have it. I told her I ended up to just go fuck off. Listen to Doris. I did. Be careful if you use fish oil and have high cholesterol. Mine's been so high since I was a teenager. Doctor sent my blood work to Berkeley. Fish oil raises your cholesterol. Good to know. Having never smoked a cigar, I'm curious as to why you would smoke something that makes you puke. Well, it's a learning thing. Have you ever heard of a story when someone gets caught, they're a young teenager and they're smoking a cigarette and their parents, this showing my age, the parents make them smoke in repeatedly, like chain smoke, to the point where they puke so that they won't smoke. If I go too fast, then you get that upset stomach feeling. It's the same thing. There's no filter and there's no real nicotine. I mean, it's just tobacco, right? It's just rolled tobacco. So you just have to be careful and stay in your lane. If I slow, I don't feel that way. And I am building up. I've only been smoking cigars since April. You know, if you drink too much alcohol, you're going to puke too. It's the same idea. But you just have to go little bits at a time. And sometimes I forget. I'm in the moment. We're all talking. We're just sitting outside smoking a cigar. What I've noticed about a cigar thing is smoking it by myself is not the same. I have. I'm like, it does help relieve a lot of stress for whatever reason. But it's smoking with people is just really nice. It's a cultural thing. I get crazy religious women after me every month. She was like, I'm a Dominican. I'm so Catholic. I was a Dominican. I was like, my aunt was a Dominican nun. Like, what's that got to do with the price of beans? I'm still not doing what you say. Why do cigars smell better than cigarettes? Because they don't have formaldehyde in them or anything else. It's pure tobacco. If you drink too much water, you'll die. People don't realize that. Water intoxication is a thing. I've heard that about making kids smoke a ton. I've smoked 3 cigarettes college ever in my life, like one puff, and you immediately have stomach. So the guy that I learned to smoke a cigar from, his name is Lou. Lou looks like a cigar smoker. He has his own line of cigars. Like he sounds like he is it. It's called Lure, Lure. His dad was a big fisherman. So the cigars are named after his father. And you just got to be careful. It's just the thing where he warned me, you'll get Nick sick. The first time it happened to me, I was laid out for like 2 days. I was so sick to my stomach. I thought I will never recover. I will never have another cigar. I will never, ever. I mean, if you could puke once, I puked 50 times. It was so horrible. And I still did it again. I have smoked one cigarette in my life. And I really didn't even smoke it. It was after the tornado here, and I was up north, and I was literally like pacing in a parking lot, just pacing. And I wasn't here for the tornado. My husband was, and everything just kept washing over me about this tornado. My house, every time I would say my house got hit by a tornado, I'd break out laughing. I was basically hysterical, is the best way to describe it. And this lady offered me a cigarette, and I took it. But when I took it, I smoked it like a cigar. And my daughter came out of the parking lot of the restaurant. It's called the Copper something in Harrisburg. And she came out she's like, Mom, you're smoking a cigarette like a cigar. I was like, I know. I don't have a cigar. Couldn't take a cigar on the plane. I wasn't checking a bag. So I smoked that cigarette like a cigar. It did make me sick, though. But it went down pretty quick. That was the fastest because it's tiny. Like a cigarette's so tiny. Your grandfather smoked cigars in the house, in the car, didn't mind the smell because he was grandfather. Now you dislike it. I could see that. Yeah, I wouldn't smoke it in the house. A co-ed at FSU died from drinking too much water last year. She took some drug that makes you thirsty, hence water intoxication. Oh, yeah, I could see that. You like the smell of pipes. Grandfather smoked one, my only memory. My husband said his dad smoked a pipe, and it smelled so good. But he constantly, and I asked him if he wanted me to get him one. And he said no, because it's constantly cleaning the pipe. You got yours lit now. Have you had a Cuban cigar? They are strong. Colleague of mine gave me a Cuban. It is in my humidor at Jerry's Cigars. I have not. It makes me very nervous to light it. If I do it, when I do it, because I will do it. When I do it, it will be with my cigar buddies. And if I don't like it, I can pass it off. You smell like the smell of oak wood. I like the smell of wood burning, period. You have not smoked in 35 years. Congratulations. And still love the smell of a cigar. The thing about a cigar is I have a bunch, but I only smoke like 2 a month. It's not an addiction. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I would like to do this right now. It's not like Diet Coke. Rosemary says she's expecting to earn a degree by the end of the year and walk out graduating with a diploma on watching Justice for Nancy process play out. Really? So sweet. Mia does have the best comments. I got to go to ChatGPT so I don't get banned by YouTube. Some people just piss me off. I'm like, who do you think you are? And do you think I asked for you to solicit your religious, I don't care if you're Catholic, I don't care what you are, comments to me? I've told people, and I told them on Reddit, in case whoever else that person is, I think her name is Sarah W. something, something, something. I said, I will turn you out. Like, I will turn you out. Don't go after someone's religion. You don't have to agree with them. But don't. It is the line I draw. Dennis says, can anyone tell me what is so interesting about Blake Lively and that Justin? Well, he's a director, very handsome one. He directed her in The End of Us or something like that. She has been known to be a bit of a challenge. He sued her. She sued him for sexual harassment, which if you read the complaint, which we should do that. Maybe we'll do that on Sunday. That'd be interesting. She shouldn't be on that kind of movie. It's a rape movie. It's a movie about rape and sexual harassment, that kind of thing. You just shouldn't be in the movie. Like, you want a different end. You wanted a different scene. You didn't want the scene shot this way. Don't do it. Why would you do it? If you don't want to be seen half naked, partially naked, fully naked, why would you do it? You have money. You don't have to do a movie like that. But you also don't, once you do that movie, don't have to sit there and make it absolutely miserable for everyone else. It's just like, this is my problem with women in the military. It's a blanket statement. I'll take the hit. I joined the military. I'm the only female on a plane full of guys, which is a C-130. I'm an aircraft electrician. I'm there to learn from everyone else because I was still very new. 3 years is new, okay? Working on a C-130. I could either be one of the guys and enjoy myself, or I could be a miserable twat and make everything difficult and basically be a walking threat. So I chose to learn as much as I could, be one of the guys, take myself out of it. And they meant no harm. Any of the jokes I participated in because it was funny and I enjoyed it. Or you can go be a miserable twat. One of the two. That's your choice. But you can't go about, I want that job, and then make everyone miserable because you want a job and you don't want to be seen as a woman, but you are a woman. So you're going to be seen as a woman. It's just like this female ref. There's a female ref now in professional basketball. My opinion only. She makes some questionable calls. I know basketball. I little know sports. I definitely know basketball. I played. The guy, the player, who's a 7.5-foot Hulk, comes at her, and then all the comments on social media was like, she's a girl. No, she's a ref. She either wants to play amongst the guys who are refs, then you're going to be treated like amongst the guys. You're not going to be treated special because you're a girl, because you wanted to be a ref. So you're either a ref or you're not a ref. And people are like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? You're either equal or you're not. This is why I always felt like the Equal Rights Amendment was hogwash, because women still want the door held for them, right? You still want that for your guy. he shouldn't be given a demerit because he doesn't do it. But the Equal Rights Amendment kind of did some of that. There's a video on social media, another one, which I think is brilliant. I'll try and find it for Sunday, where this talk show host said, I shouldn't be making daddy, her guy, a sandwich. And the guy says something to the effect of, well, you want me to open the car door for you, right? She said, yeah. He said, you want me to protect you if someone approaches you, makes cat call, or is threatening to you in some way? Yeah. You want me to fix the broken window in the house, don't you? Yeah. You want me to make sure your car, you don't know how to change your oil. You want me to change your oil for you, right? She said, yeah. Then you can make me a sandwich. If I'm doing all of this, the weight on there is, now you can make me a sandwich. And she was like, I get it. I get it now. I mean, it all had to be like little baby steps for her to back down and be like, it's equal for me to make you a sandwich. It's not putting me in the kitchen. It's contributing to our marriage or our relationship, however you work it out. And so that's just my opinion, like it or not. If you're going to be a girl on a set amongst a bunch of guys and even other women, and they're okay with it, you signed on, you're getting $5 million. Shut up. So if you're going to be a girl and you're going to go join the military, you're going to work on a plane because that's your dream and this is your shot and it's free except for your time and, part from your life devoted to the military. Be one of the guys and have a good time. Not everything is personal. Blake Lively takes everything as personal. Everything. You got to read the complaint. I'm like, how did you even get to this far? Then what's even more irritating is she doesn't just handle it herself. She brings Ryan Reynolds in to the meeting. To do what? To threaten this guy? So you use your husband as like a bully? Like, you're either your own person or you're not. She wants to sue like she's her own person, but she's bringing Ryan Reynolds into the meeting. You would never, ever see me bring Chris Wilson into a meeting. It just would never happen. Ever. I'm my own person. I'm either equipped to handle something or I'm not. That's what's interesting about like Blake Lively. Blake who? Ryan Reynolds' wife. Oh, Ryan Reynolds' wife. I really don't want equal rights. That's right. I want to be treated better. Well, that's what she wanted, and she's not getting it. You do like having the door open. I'll open my own door. The feminazis. Did Bree get arrested earlier this month? That's what I gather. Someone sent me an email today. Let me see if I can find it. My friend Lisa sent me an email. Where'd she send it? Send it here. Oh, yeah. Hold on. She goes, Patty, I don't know if you've been following. She's a friend. She doesn't know about all this. Baby mama Brianna. I don't have a Reddit account, but let me skip to it. A few weeks ago, it was discovered she was posting photos on her Instagram account of a model, but which she pretended was her. She was caught and switched to another model in glamorous clothes and events. Then this week, she got into it on Instagram with Charlie's old girlfriend, June. I'm kind of lost on that, but it's on Reddit. Brianna recently posted that she was taking son Roman to see his dad. I guess I got to click the Reddit. This was also on her Instagram. Anyway, she was just arrested for a DUI, mugshot and story on the Dan Markel murder Reddit. Damn, girl. There she is. Oh my God, she's all puffy. Oh my God. Yep, busted in Wake County. It's a Facebook group. 1-6. Holy sugar daddy. She looks nothing like she did, does she? $33 old, and that's it's not her first arrest. Deferred prosecution agreement back then. Driving while impaired. Dang. Nothing like the model she portrays to be on IG. Man, filters really are something. She's been arrested before. She's had, what else has she had? She's been evicted. She used her mom's and her aunt's credit card. She was arrested for that. Here she goes. There's June. And the winner goes to for most likely to wear Velcro shoes and ask for 8+ years how to untie them. Nice Mercedes strap. Ooh. Your internet froze. I'm so sorry. A mauve colored shag carpet. Looked like it. It's not her first arrest. No, he's not. Charlie was not. Charlie not paying child support. Well, he never had alimony to pay. It was only child support. She looks like the bag of toys took their toll. It's just a lot. It was a year ago. This is what she did look like. That is not the same child. This is before the child support lawsuit, by the way. You know, they're all kissy, huggy, kissy. And then it's, by the way, you owe me money. You owe me money for child support. And then it's not the same. It's funny. Yeah, she wasn't happy about the jail calls coming above. I mean, she was aggressive. She went after her too. Fancy Fiction kind of went into it with her, and then they made up, and then they didn't, and it's Her mom looks just like her. She's 20,000 followers on the Insta. Crazy land. Instagram filters. Yeah, she looks a lot puffier. Her mom will take care of it though. Nope. And he's a beautiful boy. I'm not going to share his photo, but he is a beautiful boy. Why would she still have this thing with all the Adelson on there? Why would you still have all that on there? Just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, take the kid's name off. Not that everyone doesn't know because I just said it, but I think she's not going to be arrested. Well, here's the other thing. Someone said, and it's gossip at this point, but that supposedly a friend of Wendy's may have been speaking to the police, but who knows? I don't even know if it's true or not. Didn't I get into it with Fancy Feast? Oh, I didn't get into it with her. I just told her. I mean, through YouTube, not to her face, but I would. All he wanted to do was be a good dad. Well, I mean, you have to be there and not commit murder. That's the problem. He just wanted to go home to his son. I like the other one. Someone calls her, oh, who is it? Fancy Friction. That's what they call her. He should want to support his child, but he didn't. I mean, it was a while. The lawsuit forced a DNA test. It took a bit. I mean, I just said his name out loud, so there is that. But are the Adelsons still supporting her financially? I'm sure that or her mother. I mean, she stole from her mother. She got evicted from her property, and her mother was on that lease. Her mother was on the lease, and she got evicted. I would have killed her. It is sad. I was listening while making chili. Just wanted to say I was raised to never talk politics, religion, or money. We talk about money all the time. Yeah, he did deny the child, so. Charlie's gonna have to make a ton of license. You know they don't make them work anymore, murder. You're not allowed to work in prison. They'll sue. They're not allowed to work in prison. All I wanted to do was start to be a good dad. Again, you can't commit murder. I mean, it's against the rules. It's like her Instagram used to be private, as I recall. Right? Yeah. It was private. But her mother, I don't know how she has money, what kind of money the woman has, but she has money to overcome being evicted and her name being on the lease. Ugh, make me sick. I'll bet the kids' trusts are all revocable. It's not public, so I don't know. I'm sure they are. Irrevocable trusts are very, very rare. My favorite is when on the jail call, she was asking Charlie for some of his clothing and other things after he was convicted. She was really begging him. It was funny to hear it. He told her no. He did? I think I remember that. I remember being on the phone asking. Yes, she was. Bree was the nanny. Where's all her hair? Like her hair's all gone, isn't it? Like on the gram, I mean, is it just... Maybe it's the layers. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably extensions. I bet it's extensions. Dang. What is June's? June is June Chenda, right? June, there she is. Hers is private. Hers used to be more public, and now that's private. I recall hearing Bree ask Charlie to marry her on jail film called, did anyone hear that? No, but it would be a good listen. I don't remember that. Is she wearing a blanket? I think it's one of those short little jackets. Like a pink, like is it a pink, like a Sherpa? Oh my God, pink Sherpa jacket. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. That's old. I'm sure it was expensive. A shrug. Thank you. Yeah. That's old though. That thing needs combed out. It does look like an old bath rug. I bet it smells like one too. Fun fur. Every time you see June's teeth, let me look at her. Poor thing. Of all of them, I feel the worst for her. I really do. Oh, yeah, she has a big set of teeth. But so does her sister. Her sister has a lot of teeth, too. I may not have all that teeth, but I know how to get in and out of a building. Oh, no. She has Donna Adelson's earlobes. Oh, you do remember it. Mia Moonchild remembers hearing Bree say to Charlie for them to get married right after the conviction. Let's see if I can find it.
Hello, this is a free call.
Hopefully, Gigi won't get me.
From Charlie. An incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, why'd you hang up?
Oh, I thought you said to hang up.
No, I said, don't hang up. I was on the phone.
Oh, I thought you said, all right, just hang up. Just hang up.
No,
I was like,
I
oh,
said,
okay. Sorry about that.
It's great to hear his voice. Like, I wish I was there, dude. It kills me.
I know. And
Well,
I mean, I can tell it's, I mean, you just completely made his day. And so I know that, in turn makes him, miss you even more, but.
yeah, and it's like I can picture everything.
I know.
I've been here for 19 months, and I thought I was coming home. This is a fucking joke. I mean, honestly, when she did her close, like, I thought the case was going to be about facts. I thought it was going to be about what happened.
Yeah.
Like, she did her closing, and she changed the facts. She changed, like, what I said. She changed what other people said.
The
She
state
changed reality. She told people, like, she did a Dateline special, and she showed a lot of autopsy photos, And then these people hate you, Tallahassee, and look at what they did. And it's even his best friend, Ryan Fitzpatrick, that, like, not my best friend, and didn't say it. Like, holy shit.
I know her main focal points was literally like it's not what I was expecting, especially after the cross that she did. Sucked. Totally sucked.
Yeah.
It's like you owned her in that, and so her closing, I was like, and I was reading online, I was like, people I guess said that like she's not good at closings,
Someone prepared that for her. There's no way she came up with all those five in that closing. She went to work Saturday and Sunday, 15-hour days. She came up with that. She did not have that. Actually, if we did closing Friday afternoon, she wouldn't have had that.
You're right.
She wouldn't have.
Yeah, and like people were even saying online, people that had been like, her fan account, like, oh, this worries me because she isn't great at closing or something, and a few people. So I was like, okay, like you got this. Like she sucked. Like did not come through at all during your testimony, but I still don't think she came through. It's not like she came back and just got an A+ on it. She was literally, her focal points were about irrelevant things. Majority of them literally had nothing to do with you. Your mom's emails, your sister's book, the people of Tallahassee. Like you don't have a relationship in you never lived. It wasn't you in Tallahassee. You never lived in Tallahassee. You don't have connections to people in Tallahassee. Like it was your sister's life, your sister's book, your mom's emails, and because of all these things, this family hates you. Now go in there and think about what I do.
Shit all over you. They hate you. They shit all over you. And
they hate this town.
Like, okay, so people can dislike towns. People move to Tallahassee, and people move away from Tallahassee. Like,
right.
Not everybody, thinks it's like these people are like, Tallahassee natives 50 years. You're shitting all over them. You're looking at some rich white Jew from Miami who came up here and did this. I did. Like, you're talking.
Yeah, you say all of those things, and they're sitting there like, yeah, this man should not go home.
No, I mean, the night of the 18th didn't matter to them. The night of the 18th did not matter to them at all. Like, yeah, my house was right next to the fucking turnpike. Like, outside your house. Yes, let me know when you're coming outside the house. Okay, I wasn't home. I texted her 20 minutes later. I'm 10 minutes away, and it ended up being 20 minutes. They kept going.
I know. All of these minor details that they try to highlight and spin and turn, and it's completely.
I'm saying delete this text. I mean, I don't know what the fuck she meant by it. There was nothing to hide. I didn't delete it back. I mean, but like, oh, I know you'll come through on Dad's birthday present. Yeah, I try to figure out what the fuck I'm going to get him. There's a bunch of different things. It's his 70th birthday party. I mean, you're asking me 10 years later what possible ideas was I coming up with. I'm sure it was either baseball memorabilia, cruise idea, and things for the catering, and getting a special caterer to come in.
But also with gifts, you're not great at gifts. And anyone who knows you would have been like, no wonder your mom was so, focused on, I know you'll get a gift. I know you'll come through,
What are we going to do? What are we going to get? I'm like, okay, but now you're going to say that was my dad's gift? Like, are you crazy? Like,
actually, and not even that point makes sense. That theory doesn't even make sense because their theory is that you guys all transpired and planned this and did this, but your dad wasn't a part of it. So, like, that was his gift.
I think my dad did. They think we all did. They have a theory. I mean, they would have convicted.
I know, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I know.
There was no way this was a black guy on Tallahassee. This is the Dateline. This is 2020. They got a 2-hour special on Dateline that they were holding off to do until right after the trial. It was all filmed and everything. They were just waiting for the verdict. They were releasing it. I mean, it was like a foregone conclusion. I mean, honestly,
I know. And so they're coming out, I guess, in a couple months, or the broadcasting of 2020 should be. And then June to me a texting, she was like, I did an interview months ago with the 2020. And I was like, that's great.
yeah.
She said, hopefully it's not embarrassing or anything. LOL, they wouldn't let me see it.
I don't know why the fuck she.
I said, I literally, because she was sending me an email that like someone else had reached out to her, I guess like Dateline. And I said, look, June, I was like, I can't tell you what to say or do, but I mean, if you're asking my opinion.
They're only going to have editorial content. You could sit down and do the nicest interview about me, and they'll cut out the bits and pieces that make me look like the person that they want to look like. Holy shit.
I mean, and I told her, I said, look, you made a big mistake by having an interview at all. And I said, but I understand you were mad at Charlie. And, at that time, and unfortunately, you are now still living through that because of the things that you said.
Yeah. I mean, she can do what she wants to do.
That's what I said. I was like, I can't tell you what to do or say, but honestly, if you're asking my opinion,
Maybe she just said, who knows, maybe she wanted to do the second interview to try to set it straight, what she said in the first. And she obviously was very angry. Angry with the first one. She was angry, she was hurt, she was sad.
She was bitter, she was sad, But yeah, so.
Yeah, it's just pretty, the more I hear like stuff like that, it makes me think I'm never getting down.
Stuff like that does not change any hope.
Listen, this is not a case that's like, put it this way, I was in the courthouse, and there was a guy that I was riding in with dressing out with. He was here for 3 years. He was here on a first-degree murder charge. He had a baby mama. He was in his girlfriend's place. Or she had a kid, I guess, with this other guy, her ex-boyfriend. He shows up. They have words. He had told him, like, listen, you have a problem with her. You don't talk to her anymore. You come talk to me. Like, you deal with me. You don't deal with her anymore. You're her ex. You want to tell leave her the fuck alone. Come talk to me. So he shows up at the house or wherever they're at. This dude shoots him 8 times. Right? And I guess one of the shots hit his head. So he's got a public defender, first-degree murder charge. He shot him 8 times. When the police show up, he was unarmed. His defense was that he thought the guy had a gun when he reached for he pulled a gun out from his jacket, and he shot him 8 times. And he ran to the house and then called the police and just let the police know what just happened. And the police and fire rescue got there in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
Police show up. He doesn't have a gun. He said he was reaching for a gun. They had the body. That was there. There was no gun. Police and fire rescue got there in a few minutes. time the call went out, right? And then I spoke to other officers who were like, yeah, there was nobody around, nobody was hanging around. The police wanted the first one to show up and see, right?
Right.
They acquitted him. They deliberated from 11 in the morning. So the officers told me they deliberated from 11 in the morning till 7:30 at night. Deliberations. The verdict came in. He said, and then when I was talking to him, he said he had 2 black women on the jury. That's it. It was a black guy.
Wow.
He was there deliberating for 8 hours. I was talking to him for a little bit because I was in my cell having lunch. He was just he was pacing around his cell. And he was pacing his cell for 8 hours while the jury was deliberating. And they acquitted him. They handed his belt and tie, and he walked out of the courthouse. Leon County Jail for 3 years. So the guy didn't have a gun. That's that somebody from the hood, after he shot and killed this guy, ran over, stole a handgun, and then that's why they never found the gun.
Wow.
But there was nobody to say that this guy had a gun. But someone came and stole it. Yeah, usually that's what happens. Someone gets fucking shot 8 times and someone runs over and leaves in the jacket with a gun. Then they get it in the next 3 to 4 minutes before the police show up. Like,
And then you have your situation where the most minor fucking details are being twisted and spun.
but this is every kissy case. Okay, that means what I said didn't happen because I said, hey, thanks a lot, you're the best. Well, I'm saying that for a reason, that you're taking it completely out of context. I'm not waking up at 3 in the morning and saying, I miss you so much, I wish we were still together. Like, but that, you can't say you know what happened on the 18th, because in 2015 I said, I'm lucky to have you in my life, thank you so much. Like, what was that in relation to? I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean? There's no context. It's just 5 or 6 words. And it's like, she kept saying, like, and this is his extorter. I'm like, damn. How can she?
I know, like, how many times did you have to fucking repeat yourself? And how clear is it that at that time you said you didn't think you had anything to do with it?
No.
You literally had to say that 20 times, and it was frustrating, actually. I would have lost
Yeah.
cool with it.
I mean, I kept saying to her, and even in like her openings and her other statements she was saying, she kept saying like, this is his extorter. I kept writing it down like, does she get it? She doesn't get it. We kept looking at each other going, she doesn't get it. No, we didn't get it. She was just restating the facts wrong, and that's what the jury took.
She was like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you actually just cleared that up. I'm going to keep going with my statement.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them what happened because you weren't there, so you're testifying for me. You're changing my testimony. You shouldn't be allowed to change people's testimony in a closing.
I agree.
Like, you shouldn't be allowed to like say lies, put up autopsy photos, take all this stuff from having to do with my sister or my mom. That has nothing to do with the 18th. Like, it's not about the evidence. It's about the show. But I mean, dude, how could I have been so fucking right in knowing exactly what was going to be up here? I mean, I'm not going to get into detail, but like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I knew I was innocent. People were always like, one of the bailiffs that was taking me to court, like, probably in February, goes, man, I got to ask you one question. So he just said something like, listen, he's like, me and my buddies can't figure out why you didn't just pack it and run. He's like, you've had 5, 6 years. He's like, if that was me, I would have been long gone. So I'm like, I'm innocent.
Yeah, people see it. I mean, people are like, nope, not married, all this money, no kids, nothing tying you down where you are. So I could have easily picked up, gone somewhere, and tried to disappear.
could have easily done that. I'm like, I'm innocent. I'm not running. They're not going to have evidence to show I did something I didn't do. If I had anything to do with this, I'd be running to the airport. Like, they even said that as like the first thing when they picked up on the audio was that if they had any
evidence, we'd be on our way to the airport.
We're to the airport. I'm like, you're not going to have evidence to show I was a part of something I wasn't a part of. Like, if this is the police, that's fine. I'm happy. Like,
I know. I don't like how they twisted that either. It's saying like, oh, it's clear what you were saying. If they had evidence, we'd be on our way to the airport. If they had evidence.
What they're doing is they're twisting it, and they're saying it as like, hey, we did such a good job covering our tracks. We're not going to have any evidence. Well, aren't they like, if they are the police, aren't they pretending to be an associate of somebody that supposedly that we hired? Like, we didn't hire anybody. I don't know who the fuck these people are. Like, I'm trying to tell her, like, I'm not sending her off. I need your help. Like, that was the gist of it. And if I ever spoke bluntly, she would have thought, like, okay, he's setting me up and giving me no help, and who's extorting me now? Very logical. Like, it's a very logical explanation. It was exactly great. This is why when someone runs, they're not necessarily guilty. They just may feel the system will not be able to treat them fairly.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that now.
This is a prime example of like, I knew what the temperature was up here. I knew what the fucking media was doing for years. I knew it. Like, I knew it, but I was like led to believe you'll be able to get a fair trial. Like, we use our X's. I think I told you how it works and how you like take people on the jury, like with the questionnaire and everything.
Yeah.
But like, we had people come in and they say, oh yeah, I heard a podcast about it like a couple of years ago. I think it was over my dead body. Okay. So if someone who hears
very
the podcast,
detailed,
like 6 hours of like shit.
No, like, you're clearly very committed and know the people of this, you know the situation, you know what you know everything at this point, or you think you do by listening to the podcast. And then but yeah, for someone to bring that up, it shows that like you have like dove down into some information about what's going on. And that shouldn't have been even an X needed to be used. That should have been like, okay, have a good day.
Yeah, and they agree for that, and then they go, yeah, and I've seen Dateline, but I could totally be fair. Okay, guess what? I'm using my X on you. Guess what? Next one, boyfriend in the sheriff's office. Gotta use my X on you. Like, this case had so much publicity, it became so big. There was no way in fucking hell. I had to get all 12 people to agree with me. I couldn't even get the 12 people to deliberate and look at what we're asking them to look at.
So some new people came in, and just to remind them, so Bree, the female that's on the phone with Charlie, his baby mama, was arrested on the 6th for a DUI, not her first. Probably may not be her last. Pray for her. And her mugshot doesn't look like the Bree we've all seen on the gram. She's a little puffy. So that's what happened. And then we started talking about, did she ask Charlie to marry him? And then we started talking about some other things, because that's how this channel goes. It's just kind of a bread trail of crumbs, I like to keep saying. And so that's why we're listening to this. But I think I have the wrong one, but it's still funny.
They had deaf ears. 12 people with deaf ears, with having the top jury selection experts in the country.
Just so you know, I'm getting in an elevator, but I never cuts out, so you'll find.
Okay. Did you look up who I had as my jury consultant?
Oh, no, I meant to do that last night. I can't remember his name. Dubin. Then I remember.
Look up Dubin. Yeah, look up Dubin. His name is Josh Dubin. That's the Dubin Institute for Does the Law.
All right, let me get inside the apartment. Hold on one second. Wait a second. Yeah, this elevator never cuts out when I'm on the phone, so I didn't want to waste gas in the car. Okay. Get inside because I gotta get dressed for work. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going down the hallway first. Hold on. To get inside the. Yeah, I have to be at work by 10:30. Somebody. I always park on the other side of this ginormous building.
You can look it up whenever you got 5 minutes. Just remember Dubin, like Dublin, but Dubin.
Okay.
Dublin, but Dubin?
Josh, right? Josh Dubin.
You're looking up now?
Yep, Cardozo School of Law. I'm looking at his Instagram.
Is it that hard to type in Josh Dubin?
Oh, wow. Yeah, he looks familiar for some reason. Like,
Yeah, but he does when I mean like the biggest cases in the country, like I don't even think I don't know. I don't have a feeling he even charged us what his normal rate would have been.
wow.
All I can tell you is that it still was like it was insane. And it was a fraction of probably what he normally charges me.
Crazy.
Like this is my life. So it's like, we gotta do what we gotta do to save it.
Man, I can do this. It's true, honestly. Like, and I know if I feel this way, I know it's kind of infinity with you, but it doesn't really feel real, truly.
But it's over. It's literally over.
I don't think of it as over. I don't. And no one's going to tell me that it is because I don't feel like it is, or I don't want to feel like it is.
It's literally like, I just think to what the fucking analyst said to me. He said, man, if I was you, I would have left years ago. Been on a beach somewhere. Packed it all in. And you know why he was saying that? Because she knew damn well I didn't stand a fucking chance coming like this. They don't arrest me for 6 years. I mean, as soon as they arrested me for Jeffrey, there's no way I would have won this case. No way. It was unwinnable. Unwinnable.
And that's not what I thought. Literally, Monday morning, I was like, oh, this is, like, we're so, like, I was so happy.
I gave all my belongings away here. I had tons of fucking food in my room. I had my other long sleeve, gave it away. I gave my socks away.
And that is how secure and, we felt about this.
Yeah, dude, I was in the best mood, giving stuff away. Like, there's no way. Like, the jury's actually going to take this seriously. They're going to deliberate. They're going to look at all the things that we showed. Like, reasonable doubt in a fucking first-degree murder case means you're taking somebody's fucking life. You have to be 100% sure you know what happened.
Like, you have to literally be 100% sure.
Yeah, not like, y'all, use your common sense. Yeah, you know what my common sense says? If the wife of the ex-husband who hates him shows up at his house 10 miles away on the day of the murder and drives by it, which you can take a million different routes, she can go to a bunch of different liquor stores, and she drives right down his little Trescott Street, an hour after the murder. There is, my common sense tells me, if you want to say what's your common sense, is she was there for a reason. Had to be. That's what my common sense tells me. But like, am I going to bet someone's life on it? No.
Right. Because there are such
Because
things as coincidences.
Use your common sense. Like, it's a 1 in 10,000 chance. Okay. Well, common sense tells me that, like, she was there for a fucking reason. If this was going to be dumbed down to use your common sense, y'all, you know what's going on. With the Nazi uniform, he's going to do Nazi shit. Like, he's a Jew that's talking about being a Nazi. Like, she twisted and turned and fucking created a story of just use your common sense. I mean, I should have done what the fucking man said. Like, I didn't stand a chance. This cannot compete with, like, showing facts and reasonable doubt. It can't. It can't. This is what I was walking into. Whatever I did was going to be worthless. Whatever I did is going to be worthless. My fucking house that I love, that literally is like an extension of me. Like, I just picture myself walking through there a million times. I'm never going to step foot in that place again.
Nothing.
The house is going to be cleared out, my clothes are going to be boxed up, and it's going to be sold. I will be erased. It's fucking
Right.
mental torture being in here, dude. No.
Look, don't ever say you're going to be erased. You're not going to be erased. And
Let me just put it this way. I thought I was going to get a fair trial. This wasn't a trial. This was...
no, it wasn't even that was not even a trial. You had not people walking in there 100% using their common sense or 100% being proven or, their mind made up and looking at facts. These are people that 100% walked in, knew what they wanted to do.
Right. It was a circus-like atmosphere. The whole atmosphere was circus-like. This wasn't going to be won by Dan. This wasn't going to have a jury selector. He couldn't even get people that would consider the facts. Like, this was unwinnable. This was unfucking winnable in Tallahassee. With all the coincidences that happened, this was not a winnable case. End of story. End of fucking story. And that's why the family said to me, if I was you, I would have left 5 years or 6 years ago. I don't know why you hung around. And I'm like, I'm innocent. Innocent or not innocent. My sister showed up at the crime scene an hour after it happened. What does that sound like to you, Bert?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So I think it's going to block.
That would be honestly like, you look at all the connections and things within our place, and then you're like, you're living in Fort Lauderdale, and then that morning you decide you want to go, something happens to me, and you decide you want to go check out Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club. Like, where you're going to you want to go to a farm store. So you go to my farm store, and then you go to pull down the street and then make a U-turn there an hour after something happens. And they're like, for 15 other stores you could have gone to. And then why'd you go to have to go all the way down the street? You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make sense, the timing, the everything, the communication. It looks like something it's fucking not. I just feel like I got fucking conned. To be honest with you, I got conned.
You did.
I got conned into thinking I was going to get a fair trial here.
You did feel that way. You absolutely did.
It was everything that I feared that it was going to be coming up in Tallahassee.
You knew it. Is there, I guess you can't talk to me about details, but anything regarding that juror? I mean, is there any chance of this like leading to a mistrial because of that, or is that not going to go in there?
It depends on people, juror misconduct is the quickest way to get a retrial, but it's got to be a retrial, got to be in another town. I mean, if you think there's media attention now, wait until they do a retrial. And listen, if she's going to go up and do the same thing, yo, you college that? Yeah, you know what my college friends told me? It's fucking crazy that my sister showed up at the scene an hour after it happened. It's fucking crazy. It defies all logic. Statistically, it's got to be like, you can't even be 1 in 10,000. If she showed up and if she drove through there an hour earlier, 2 hours earlier, it would have meant nothing. It defies all logic that she's there. Unless she had some prior knowledge. And she was talking to me that morning. She was talking to my mom that morning. You can create a little story and you go use your common sense. And
your common sense tells you that if someone had anything to do with it, then going by that actual street wouldn't even be a thing.
It's the last place on the planet she'd be. You know what Catherine said? She couldn't help herself. Do you have any evidence to that? No, but she could show she was there. She could show that it wasn't the closest liquor store to where she was by far.
I mean, yes, you can't argue that fact that she was there, but you can use common sense in saying, okay, this is a coincidence. But also, I mean, I would be sitting there thinking, if she really did have something to do with it, that would be the last place, the last area that you could even be.
Unless she's a crazy bitch who couldn't help herself.
Yeah, but she's not some dumbass. That, like, you know what I mean? Very honest woman.
But you know that. I know that. The jury thinks she's smarter than everybody else. She's writing a book. She's on Tallahassee on the way out the door with an imaginary fictional character. But Wendy, that fictional character was exactly your family. Immigration lawyer, professor husband, 2 young boys in a town that sounds just like Tallahassee. That you're leaving it's a dot on the map on the way to civilization. Like, that just insulted the fuck out of everybody in that room. That was her giving the. If I knew that they were going to be able to take all these other things and make that the case, I mean, look, Katie's coming in there and lying again for the 5th time.
I know.
It doesn't matter what
two criminals there.
And Luis Rivera said it could have been an extortion.
Yeah.
Like, he's a real witness, not a book. But dude, they took everything and they created, it's not about facts, it's about the show. Like,
he said it. He said Katie was the mastermind. I did what I was told. He came up there. He told his truth, and he said, "Yeah, I mean, I was lied to by Garcia, by Katie. It could have been this person." I'm like, I sat there and I was like, "Okay, what was this?" And then Katie, who is obviously a liar, and then you have you coming up there doing the best damn testimony that you could ever do, considering your position, and then you have Catherine solely focused on emails that were not sent from you, your sister, and her book. And the simple fact that painting this picture that you guys are just a rich white family that look down upon these people of Tallahassee. So go back in there and just let that sink in.
Hey, and guess what? That line in Wendy's book, you can't deny that when she said it wasn't that it was a fictional character and it wasn't modeled after her, she sounds like a liar. And then when you hear those 2 lines from the book, it sounds like she's giving them the middle finger on the way out the door.
Right.
And then she's telling them that it was a fictional character and not saying it was modeled after her, makes her look like she's a liar to their face.
Yep.
And you know what Catherine said?
It makes her look bad.
Her explanation, she couldn't help herself. Okay, well, guess what? Some people can't help themselves. Like, some people do stupid shit. They enjoy it. Like, you ever hear about the arsonist who shows up to watch a fire burn? Very common. They think they're smarter than everybody else. They're showing up. They're taking it all in. They're talking to people about it. They're watching it burn down.
A good old everyday psychopath. That's pretty much how she painted all these.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, when Ryan, after he got me fired, Aaron hired, and then did the stalking thing and sent the photos to Talia and set that whole thing up, it had to be me, right? I mean, that's the only thing that would make sense, considering I sent Aaron a message and said, karma's a bitch. Wait till your tough times come around. I did send that. And what was it followed
Saying
up
that
with?
he could easily be in the same position that you were just in. But words can be twisted.
But guess what? Who showed up to Barry's house to help him out?
Yeah, I'm about to block Ryan. He messaged me again this morning saying, "Don't ignore me, Bree. LOL.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't do me a favor. Don't block him. Just don't respond.
I'm not.
Don't.
No, but if he messages me again, I mean, there's no reason for him to be messaging.
Yeah, but if you listen to the case, just do me a favor. Don't block him. Let him write whatever he wants. Just ignore him. Please do not write him back. I'm begging you not to.
Well, no, because it just makes him look insane.
Yeah.
And kind of stalkerish.
Do not. Yeah. Do me a favor. Don't write him back. At all. That's all I'm asking you to do. Please don't respond.
I won't.
You promise?
I promise. I have not and will not. I have nothing to say to him.
Yeah.
And he thinks that I would be crazy to I mean, that literally goes to show how psycho he is to think that I would even respond to him.
Yeah.
And then like, so what's up, Bree? Question mark. How are you holding up? And then 2 days later, don't ignore me, Bree. LOL.
Yeah.
Fucking nutcase.
Yeah. No, he's fucking up. But do just that. You're obviously bothering him by ignoring him. So do me a favor. Let him write. Just let him write whatever he wants to write. But just don't respond to him.
I promise I will not.
Okay. So
yeah, I mean, he's the definition of a true psychopath from all this that he did and weaved and tried to get away with, and it's just beyond.
no. And if you do one of the crazy things, in 2017, I was standing in the hospital and he was like, "Did Darren come by?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Man, I'm so sorry, bro. I don't get it."
Well, he asked that too. He asked that a couple of times when he even came to the house to.
Yeah. Like, I literally got a sick feeling because I'm like, dude, the only reason that Darren can possibly act like this is if somebody might have pissed in his ear. So I would go to Darren and say, "Darren, why am I saying anything to you? Is he talking shit about me? Is he this? Is he that?" It wasn't until 2019 when you had sent Darren the messages that Darren got mad at me and told me
thinking that it was that, yeah.
Yeah, because he called Ryan to see if he thought that I was trying to get him again. You think Chuck's behind this? And then he wrote me the text that said, "Ryan always says he loves you, but it's too much at times." I was like, "Oh my God, that's how Ryan is feeling for me." And I'm like, I see what happens. Ryan goes to you, tells you how much he loves me. He drops off the information in your ear, and then makes you promise not to say anything. So you don't want to get in the middle of stuff. But really all it is.
Ryan has always been a piece of shit because after you knew about those, I think it was like 2 weeks later, I get a text from Ryan saying, "Why didn't you text me?"
Yeah, no,
like, he's always been in a nutcase. And you know, I was on board with Ryan. I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. I remember telling you in the very beginning, like, no. Or you know,
when you said that, you were like, "Ryan's more of a bother." I wouldn't like really trust me, a piece of shit. But I knew that I knew in my heart that Ryan was going around getting rid of people, and I would question them and going to get involved. They bought his shit, and they thought Ryan loved me, and he was just looking out for me. But it's just difficult. He's having a hard time with me, so he didn't want them to say anything. He's saying anything. So he was able to convince people of things, and at the same time convince them that he was my friend, and convince them that they're not someone they should be around. It's insane. Do me one favor. Do not erase them. Don't respond to them. And trust me, when he gets arrested for institutional fraud, they'll regret sending you the message.
I was going to screenshot them and send them to Selma, but I think I'm just going to keep them to myself because I feel like if word gets out that like I'm saying Ryan's reaching out, he won't do it again. And you're right. I'm annoying him by not responding.
Yeah, just respond. Just say, do me a favor. Don't delete him.
I'm not. I won't.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't delete him. Screenshot him. Don't delete him. Just don't respond to him.
I'm not.
So just don't do it because I don't want you to get into it with him and then he tries to start messing with you and shit. Like the best thing is just don't, like I said, please don't respond. Please don't respond.
I promise on our son, there will not be one word sent from me to Ryan.
And don't delete him. Don't block him.
And I'm not going to delete, and fine, I won't block him.
Yeah. So, anyway, Jesus. Really, all I can say is that when that Taylor told me that, I thought, yeah, but I'm innocent. I'm going to win. There is no way in hell if they could actually are allowed to do what they did in that courtroom. If anyone knew that they were allowed to do what they did in that courtroom, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, I know. I mean, now looking at it, there's
looking at it. Had it gone through the system, had it lived it, if I knew that they were allowed to do what they did in that courtroom, and then I knew fully I had a good feeling of what the temperature was like up here, but holy shit, not till I got up here.
right.
Like, holy shit, not till I got up here. If I knew what they were allowed to do in that courtroom, I can honestly tell you, I now understand why the bailiff said to me, I would have been on a beach somewhere. Innocent, doesn't matter. You guys see why the bailiff said to me, I would have been on a beach somewhere. I mean, it's hard to conceptualize, but that's.
No, they say innocent until proven guilty. You weren't proven to be guilty. You had a ton of assholes up there that already had their.
Use your common sense. I mean, if it's referred to you as use your common sense, y'all. If you think he's guilty, he's guilty. Like that's like saying like, do I think that it smells like shit? Do I think that my sister, like if you said your common sense tells you the ex-wife, has all these liquor stores, goes to the liquor store 3 times the distance away, takes a route that's not even the most direct route to that liquor store, goes by passing by her husband's house who just got murdered an hour ago. And after she spoke to her brother that morning. Use your common sense right there. What would you say? Oh, for sure, Catwoman. Like, she hated it up here. What happened there just made her impossible. So 48 hours she was in Miami. Like, what did your common sense tell you? She knew. If she knew, she knew she's involved. If she's involved, he's involved. He's guilty. Okay. Like everything else that they didn't look at reasonable doubt, you gotta be sure you know what happened. They looked at reasonable doubt as like use your common sense, y'all.
Yeah, I haven't gone back to look, but I now see. Sorry, to put in a cough drop. That she definitely put on I was watching a couple clips. Like, there's no part of me that wants to go back and like, watch. But she definitely put on that, Southern.
Put on the
Southern drawl at
Southern,
the end.
y'all. I mean, how many times her accent and everything just blossomed into like, but like, if I would have known, I mean, I had a feeling that it was going to be like this, but if I would have known that they could have do and twist and portray, and then you can say something, and then they'll just repeat it wrong to the jury. Repeat your words wrong to the jury over and over and over and over again. Well, if I say it once and she says it 5 times, or restate things wrong to the jury, that's just how it's ingrained in their head. They're eating it as a prosecutor's spoon. Like, this wasn't like beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, I was fucking innocent. You know what happened at my house on the 18th? Were you there?
Right.
Like, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even to the point that these people, it was a fucking joke. It was a joke, and you know what? I know why the bailiff said to me what he said to me. Like, he told me he would have been on a beach somewhere. He goes, I had all this time. Why did you leave? Why did you leave? And I'm like, I'm innocent. They're not going to have evidence. Oh, they had evidence. They had evidence that when they booked. They had evidence that when they showed up. They had evidence that was done in emails. They had evidence because they sent the kissy face emoji. You want to see how many times I've used that kissy face emoji? Like,
Yeah, it's into like the Indian stuff, and that's a good point. It's like,
everybody. You're the best. Kissy face. Oh, kissy face. You're the best. Like, okay, you want to see how many times I've said that? And then, love you, bro. Kissy face. Like, it's not like you got to see the context and understand how that person texted, and then you got to know the person and know the context. Otherwise, the same email is obnoxious, the same text is obnoxious and sarcastic and an asshole. Could be from the same text coming from someone else being very, very loving and caring. Like, you can't just give it its own meaning. I mean, not to bring him up one last time, but like what Ryan texted me the other day, if it came from a friend, or who's it coming from? You'd be like, oh, that's really sweet of them to reach out. I know you got to get to work.
I still have an hour. I'm actually, as we're talking, I just have to get changed. I woke up at like 5 and showered. Roman was up at like 5:45, and then I'm just really glad you called this morning, honestly. I mean, I know you made Roman's day. That was just, the look on his face, Charlie. He was like, Daddy's calling. I never called this morning.
I would kill to be a fucking, put it this way, if someone told me you got cancer and you got a 50% chance that maybe within 5 years you have cancer now, and you may be over 5 years that you're going to go be with your son and be out there, I would sign up for that right now. Without a doubt. If someone's got a year left to live, I would sign up for that and go out there right now. That's how, like, you don't understand. Like, I'm sitting in a cell talking like, oh, like fucking, like, I'm realizing, like my house is going to be sold. Like, my clothes are going to be boxed up. I mean, it's just going to be sad. I mean, I don't know how my parents are going to fucking die for this.
Charlie, okay.
My dad's going to be 80 this summer. He has heart problems. He's fucking 80 years old. He's going to go to my house and clean out clothes. What are we going to do with my clothes? Not that I have much clothes, but what are you going to do with them? Put them in the storage locker?
Anything that I can do? Do you want me to Is that in Florida?
No, it's nothing. It's just like really like the severity. I mean, it's been 3 days, 2.5 days. It feels like it's been fucking 2.5 months that has this on my head now. I mean, it's literally, I'm realizing that like everything is gone. Anything that you got, any slight bit of enjoyment from is gone. Everything is going on in the outside world without you. You will never be a part of it again. I'll never see my son play soccer. I'll never hug him again. I mean, it's awesome if I get to a place where I can have a contact visit. You touch somebody, give them a hug. They do a rule against that. Like, I may be in a place, I'm really maximum security, right? Maximum security. Like, maximum security, people with life sentences and not getting out. They keep them all together. It's the most dangerous group of people you can possibly be around. They become animals. They literally don't become human after a while.
I know.
Like, it is the definition of hell. They're not there to rehabilitate you because you're never going to go into the free world. You're going to come out of the box. You're going to come out of the box. Like, I had such an amazing life. The problem with that too is like I know how much opportunity I had, and I know how good it was, and I know how great everything was, and I know what the best of everything is. So it's not like I was living in the street somewhere, or a homeless man going to this. Like I'm literally going.
You know what great and good life means. So
I know how good life was. It could be. It has been for me at times. And I know how hard I've worked. And I know what I achieved, what I got to. Like, normal for me was going to Sophie's Dental and doing surgery and going to Joe's Stone Crab for lunch and, like, hanging out with friends and Ferraris and limo and my son and a great career and a life that, like, most people were very, very jealous of.
I know.
They were happy to shit on it. They were jealous of you. They didn't have a life that came close to it.
I still can.
Screenshot this text messages that Ryan sent you. I may have to send them to Dan. Screenshot those text messages that Ryan sent you. I may have to send them to Dan.
Yeah, it was Tuesday, 11:46.
Good morning.
What's up, Bree? Yeah, 11:46 a.m. What's up, Bree? How are you holding up? And then this morning at 7:52, I had posted the stories. Again, I don't post on my profile because I just don't want to I don't want to introduce comments or anything like that. It's just not going to happen. I would never post Roman's face or anything like that, especially for a long time. And then, so when I do, it's just like, I mean, like I posted a photo of like his backpack with like his keychains. He has a little like anything on it. Anyways, so I posted last night of like a Christmas box, just had like Christmas ornaments in it. And so Ryan responded to that at 7:52 this morning and said, "Don't you ignore me, Bree. LOL."
Yeah, take a screenshot of both of those. I may have to send them to Dan.
It's all in like a conversation. So yeah, it's one screenshot.
Yeah.
And it shows that he follows me, but I don't follow him.
I found her arrest stuff. So she blew 0.16. It was administered. A blood test wasn't given. Where's my pointers that coming over here? She failed to maintain lane control. She bonded out. This is part of the problem. The bond is so low. Is it really blank? Here we go. So our conditions of release: secure the bond, defendant is required to provide fingerprints, DNA. That's it. Pending charges out of Randolph County, financial card theft, financial fraud. Whoa, Charlie Brown, what? Pending charges out of Randolph County. Where's Randolph County, North Carolina? High Point area. Okay. Pending charges out of Randolph County, financial card theft, 2 counts, credit card, financial card fraud, 2 counts, failed to appear for court, April 26th, she lives in Ashboro. Here's a probable cause: driving while impaired, open container, failed to maintain lane control. Doesn't say she had to, here it goes. On or above the date, blah, 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 by failing to maintain lane control within a single lane while driving on a street with a clearly marked lanes for traffic. So I have to go to who this? Brianna Clark versus Brianna Price. It's not her, but it's still hilarious. It could be her. What's this one? Could be her. I'll have to look at that tomorrow. Give me something to do. Oh, she's been a multiple criminal. She's had multiple issues. Oh, you're fine. I was responding. We were listening to that crackpots. It was crazy. She's Brianna Dare. So I'll have to go to Randolph County and see what else she's done. It doesn't say. Just says an open container. Her bond posted. We have that one. I had to open it in Firefox. Oh, wait here. No, this is the bond. She has $1,500 in bond. Woo! She lives in Raleigh now. Has her address on it. Then it says she lives in Ashboro. but her driver's license says she was able to bond out at 6:05. What time was her arrest? Apparently, she wasn't watching her own kids, so that's a good thing. She has to appear in court January 24th. I don't see a time. Oh, 2 p.m. So if you get, my head looks so big. If you get arrested in Florida, you have a mandatory 8 hours. She didn't even serve 4 till she was bonded out. I'm sure her mother brought her all these enabling things. She was arrested at 2 and bonded out, 2 in the afternoon, and bonded out at 6. No, my dog doesn't. Bullet bourbon drive-thru. Pending charges. Oh, you don't see me? Has anyone had bullet bourbon? Yes, me. Both rye and bourbon. I'm messing around. I was looking at stuff. Sorry. She was drunk at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. Now I got to figure out what she did in Randolph, but she stole, what was it? Other people know. She stole her aunt's credit card when she was down here. People aren't going to put up with that, you know? She's going to steal from the wrong person. You have a black screen. All right, well, I'm going to go because I don't know how to fix it right now. So I'm going to go. It's raining really hard here and it's glitching. So you all have a good evening. I'll see you Sunday afternoon around 3 o'clock. You can change. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.